just want to open up and say that, you know, there's never moral victories, and I'm never a big fan of it. But I have to, of course, give my team, you know, credit for really coming out and competing hard against a really good team in Florida. You know, unfortunately, we didn't come out with the victory. Yes, you know, I know it's going to be asked. The Florida size, you know, that's one of the biggest strengths. And yeah, 21 offensive rebounds really hurt us. But overall, our guys competed from start to finish. Double overtime game, you gotta love to see how both teams competing out there on the floor. So I will go back and watch on film. I trust that on the 26th, when we all return after the holiday, that we're gonna put in some work and be ready to compete on 29th.
Okay, questions. We'll take questions first for Tarris and Doug. Who's the first question? To our left.
Guys, did you feel tired at all out there towards the end of the game? That's a lot of minutes, obviously, to play in one game.
I mean, obviously, yeah, of course we felt tired, but it's all mental at the end of the day. We knew it's still time on the clock, so we just had to be mentally tough. And, you know, once you tell yourself you're tired, then you're going to fall into fatigue. So we just made it an emphasis to let each other know we're not tired, it's winning time. And I feel like, you know, we gave it all we got.
Speaking on the mental side, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of close losses this year and last year too. Is that in your head at all, or no?
No, not really. It's still early. We 12 games in. We got a long way, 2 months to go. And, you know, still not too late to turn it around. That's our main focus right now.
James, talking to you guys, I guess for you guys, what is it going to take for you guys to get over the hump? It's
going to take patience. Us playing, we're a very tight-knit group, and on the court, we just got to take our time. So we trust in Coach. Coach Howard's back, so we're gonna follow him. He's the captain of this team, so whatever he says, don't go. And we already know the stuff's gonna change around. Things are gonna change. So I'm all 100% in Coach Howard. So we're gonna be all right. We're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna come back even better.
To our right.
In the first overtime period, you seemed to string together a decent amount of defensive stops. In the second overtime, you guys struggled to get stops. What happened in the first overtime to finally get stops, and what happened in the second that made that go away?
You know, a lot of our guys was in foul trouble, so a lot of them were being tentative, but they didn't want to go because, you know, the refs were being iffy. So a lot of our guys, you know, they didn't want to draw that fifth foul because they know how much, you know, they mean to the team. But also, I just feel like they wanted it, you know, they wanted it more. And hats off to them. You know, they performed in the second half, and we gave it all we got. They just came out on top today.
What was the key to the end of regulation? You guys are down, I think it was 4. You did that jump ball to even force overtime.
One thing about us, you know, game not over till we see 2 zeros on the clock. So that was our mindset. We down, what, about 6, and we were on fade the whole time. So, you know, one thing about us, and, you know, one thing that everybody needs to know about us, we're going to fight until, you know, we see 2 zeros on the floor. 2 zeros on the clock, and that's just how we is.
Take one more for the players. Second round.
I mean, the end of regulation and overtime, you guys kind of made that late rally to tie it, and then make that late 3. I guess, was the mood the same in the huddle, I guess, going into those 2 things?
Yeah, the move was the same. They didn't take the lead, you know, it was tied up. We just focused on winning the game, and we had more than enough time to finish it. You know, basketball guys didn't bless us then, but they gave us 5 more minutes to try to grind it out. And, you know, you just got to be thankful that, you know, we got the fight to the end. We gave it all we got, and just being satisfied with knowing that everybody emptied the tank. I feel like, you know, the coaches believe in us, we believe in us. And yeah, you couldn't ask for more. You know, I'm proud of my guys, proud of myself, proud of the coaches. We just gonna build from this.
Okay, thanks, guys. You guys can head out and take questions for Coach.
All right, fellas. Good job.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, what did you like from your team from this game?
Well, I love, you know, seeing our guys from start to finish compete, man. You know, they touched on it earlier. You know, you look at, you know, both teams in double overtime, and, you know, yes, they had a deeper rotation. We didn't, of course, go deep into our bench, but with the guys being, playing 44, 45 minutes, 48 minutes, and they played hard. Unfortunately, we just came up short.
Back row.
Lauren Meadows, Gay Bay Media, kind of coach on a somber note. Eric Montrose passed away yesterday, and somebody that you battled with
Yes.
in your collegiate career. Just any reflections, with UNC being here as well, and
Right.
where you are now.
Well, I look back and I remember telling Eric, man, he took my ring from me. So I'm sure he's up there laughing right now. It's so sad to see, a man who done a lot for college basketball and on high school level, because in the high school level, Eric Montrose was the guy. He's one of the best bigs to, come out during our era, and then get an opportunity to play against him at Carolina. He represented that Carolina Blue very well. So, I remember today, just reaching out to Coach Williams, just letting him know that I will definitely say a special prayer for Eric Montrose and his family.
All right.
Juwan, this is the second game Doug scored, 30 plus. He lost both of them. I guess is the best version of Michigan if he's distributing more. I mean, 33 is a good number, obviously, but you know what I mean, like finding that balance with.
Well, we never, identify, as far as, if a guy has the hot hand and limit him from, of course, scoring as much points that, as the defense, allows. Doug has done a fantastic job of, getting better this summer and working on his game, putting a lot of time in the gym, also in the film, and then at the same time making that jump from his freshman year. You just see, he got to be one of the best and most improved players in college basketball. The game has slowed down to him. So, Doug has led us in a lot of ways, just being that facilitator. Also, getting guys, the ball in spots that they can be effective. I just love seeing how he's blossoming, and he's going to continue to keep getting better because the kid loves basketball and he wants to get better.
Sure, right.
Namari's defense today, especially in the first overtime, was pretty impressive. He got some really
Yes.
stops. What does that do for you? And then, when he fouled out, but also just in general defense in the second overtime was the
Well, that's always been one of Namari's strengths is defense, and I label him as a two-way player. He's a guy, of course, offensively can make shots from the outside, also mid-range, but then defensively, he's a player that we want to always identify who's the best player on the perimeter, and Namari loves taking that challenge. And I've seen a young man who, I just remember last game we played Eastern Michigan. He made a cup work for every bucket that he got. And so seeing him and how hard he plays, that's just his makeup. It's always been that way from the time I know him since growing up in Chicago.
How about the team's defense now through 12 games? What is your assessment of where they're at? Where do you need to improve?
Well, I've always assessed it, every 10 games, and yes, this is the 12th game. We were always looking for ways to how we can get better. Today we threw out everything in the kitchen sink. When it comes to ball screen coverage, with their size, we knew that their size as far as how the bigs roll in the paint. Our guys did a really good job of keeping guards in front. There were some possessions where guards got downhill and scored or got and-ones. Unfortunately, those things, have improved. Not allowing guards to get in the paint and cause havoc the way they did. We also, saw today where, shot went up, and unfortunately, we wasn't the most physical team. If you look at the offensive rebounds, 21, and then the second chance points that they got, which was 18, and we cut that in half, I'll be up here smiling. Then you go back to the turnovers. Yes, it went into double overtime, but we had 16 turnovers. But we also called 16 turnovers on the other end. So, we had active hands. We got some deflections, like we just touched on earlier. Not only Namari got some blocks, but our bigs did a really good job of protecting the paint. The big I'm speaking of was, Olivier, Tarris, they were challenging shots. But I wasn't surprised because those guys are competitors. Doug mixing it up. He got that one key rebound when they were in transition. Doug was the only one back, and it was a 3-on-1 break, and Doug got the defensive rebound. He went up and got it with 2 hands. Those kind of rebounds that we got to continue to keep improving on, getting 2-hand rebounds. Because there were times when we had one hand going for the rebound and we lost it.
Last question.
Yeah, Olivier hit that big put back, but then obviously missed some shots down the stretch. And obviously he wasn't there this summer either. So what have you seen from him in this game? And just like, what's it like to coach him?
Olivier has been fantastic for us. Olivier is a competitor. He's tough, hard-nosed. He doesn't back down from anyone. You look at his game, like 24-11. I mean, that right there, yeah, he's never going to look at that stat and be proud of it because he just wants to win. And that's his mindset. I'm just so happy with his leadership. His leadership is infectious on our group. And he doesn't lead just in games, he leads in practice. And that's a guy that, I'm in the trenches with. Saddle up, because you'll see a lot more of Olivier this year.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.